I'm starting something new. I have the sniffles today. My allergies are bothering me. There's a lot of noises going on, but hopefully the noises are not too crazy and you guys don't really hear them too much. But welcome to the Natural Girls Club Daily Live. Let me start that again, okay? I have a little script for myself, okay? Okay. Welcome to the Natural Girls Club Daily Live, where self-love is the best love, and we are growing and becoming the women of our dreams together. I am Tashian the Divine, and today we're going to talk about why I created the Natural Girls Club, the significance of it, and we're going to get into all of that, and I'm going to tell you guys a little bit more about me and this movement that I am creating. But first, I'm gonna share a little bit about my week, some new um, reflections that I've been having from last week, my intentions. So, last week was a bit low vibrational for me. I'm not gonna lie. I felt very disconnected from myself. And I had to remind myself that this is something normal. This happens and it is what it is. I was not doing I was doing more of the unhealthy habits. I was engaging more in scrolling. I was engaging more in smoking, even drinking alcohol. I barely drink alcohol, but I definitely was this past week. And I'm going through some things. I'm going through some things and I am learning how to navigate it. It's definitely a process, but I'm not allowing that, moving forward, I'm not allowing that to be an excuse for me or something that I cling to for comfort, because really that's all it is. Us being uncomfortable and using these things to help us not be uncomfortable. But when you numb yourself with smoking or drinking, etc., you're not giving yourself the opportunity to really grow through the discomfort. You're just numbing yourself and you're just pacifying yourself. So, my takeaway from last week is to just do my best in discomfort. And as I do my best, as I show up for myself, I can remove myself from what is making me uncomfortable, and I'll get better at learning how to navigate my discomfort. So that was my takeaway from last week. Now, my intention for this week, I actually practiced it this morning, and I'm so happy that this all clicked for me because this is something that I've been doing for a long time. I would even say this is somewhat of a generational curse or something that has continued for generations in my family. I released the pressure to show up for people when it's not necessary for me. I released other people's burdens from off of me. Like, I would do certain things for other people when I didn't really need to and not really doing what was best for me. So I let go of that. Like this week is uh beyond this week. My life is shifting and transitioning, and I have to facilitate that change for myself. I have to help myself work to this transition and work through this transition. And it's taking a lot of time, it's taking a lot of my energy, it's taking a lot of work from me. And I don't have the space to really show up for other people like that. And recently I was asked to do something and I was thinking about it. And at first I said yes because I always say yes. But then I was like, you know what? No, this is not something I have to do. So I'm gonna let it go and I'm gonna focus on myself. And I did that. And recently I've been going back and forth with myself about it still. But in the end, I've made the right decision. So I'm proud of myself for doing that. So my intention for this week is to let go of the burdens from other people that I do not need to carry myself. And it feels good. It feels good. I'm focusing on myself, I'm giving myself what I need, and I'm doing what I need to do. Next, I want to get into what I'm thankful for. And if you're watching this on the replay, you know, you can comment your intention, you can comment how your week was. Definitely share that with me. I would love to hear it. If there's anything you learned from your week, and share what you're grateful for. I would love to hear you guys' feedback. I would love to hear what you guys are working through in your own lives. So definitely share that with me. But right now, I am grateful for one thing. I'm grateful for all the people in my life that has been pouring into me. And it could be people that I don't even know that just have created programs or things that I could purchase that is helping me put the puzzle pieces together of creating this transformation in my life. So I'm really grateful for all the people who have created things or have opened up their space or communities to help people and to help people navigate these self-development journeys or building their wealth or doing whatever it is that they desire to do in their lives. I'm really grateful for those people because I'm realizing that learning from people is the best way to help me just do what it is that I need to do in a efficient manner. So I'm grateful for that. That is what I'm grateful for today. So now let's talk about why I started the Natural Girls Club. I think that especially in the Black community, it is normal for women to see something that they think is working. For example, we all know of Ari Fletcher, Jada Wada, who else? Sweetie. We all see these women in media. Thank you, love. We all see these women in media that fit this certain kind of criteria, or they have a certain look, or they're living a certain lifestyle. And I've noticed the trend of a lot of Black women copying that because it is what seems to be working. It's getting the men, it's getting the bags, it's getting the money, it's getting the praise. And as I've been on my journey, I've realized that you really get the bags, you really get the money, you really get the praise, you really get the men, you really get the love when you are yourself, when you are authentic. And it took me a while on my journey to figure that out. And once I figured that out, I was like, I have to tell other people about this. So that's essentially why I created the Natural Girls Club. And it's crazy because ever since I was younger, I was deeply insecure. I hate to say this, you know, I feel like sometimes it can be embarrassing to admit that you have some kind of flaw or that you struggled with something. I've noticed from other people and from myself. Like sometimes that can be embarrassing, but when I think it's essential for you to share your story for other people to be inspired by it or for other people to be encouraged to share their story. But Raj, before I continue, let me know if you have any like new perspectives from last week or if you have any intentions for this week. I shared mine. My new perspective is that I can't numb myself with alcohol and smoking and scrolling. Like last week was very uncomfortable for me, and not even last week. I just feel like in general, I'm going through a very uncomfortable phase in my life, and I'm working on removing myself and just changing my life. And I was using these different substances, etc., to help me cope with it. And that's not healthy. It's not healthy for me. It numbs me and pacifies me instead of allowing me to learn how to navigate. So I realized last week was a real low vibrational week for me because I was pacifying myself. I wasn't allowing myself to heal and grow. So that was what I learned from last week. My reflections and my intention for this week is to not take on other people's burdens. I do that a lot, and I practiced not doing that today, and it felt really good, saying no and prioritizing myself. So let me know what your reflections or intentions are, and I'm gonna just continue with my story. Hopefully, you share. But when I was younger, I was deeply insecure. I was insecure about the way I looked, about my skin color, and it was mostly coming from outside sources, like when I went to school, or a lot of people in my family would bleach their skin, and you know, my grandparents would talk about the lighter skinned people in my family, how their skin is so pretty or their hair is so pretty. My intention for this week is to get tasks. Oh, wait. Damn, how do I see it? Damn, I don't even know how to see this. What did I do? I saw it, but then it disappeared. Okay. But I love that for you, Raj. I hope that you stay focused and not binge watch. Okay? I'm rooting for you. We're all rooting for you. But when I was younger, I was deeply insecure, like I said, about my skin, my hair, how I looked, my body, etc. At school, the light-skinned girls were getting praised. The light-skinned girls, the Spanish girls, they were getting praised. At home, lighter skin was getting praised. Good hair was getting praised, etc. People were bleaching their skin. So I just didn't feel beautiful. And it was so deep that I knew that I hated the way it felt, and I wanted to help Black women. And I wanted to help Black women not feel the same. So I first thought that I was going to be a model so that I can lead by example. And that's still a goal for me. That's definitely still something that I want to do, lead by example. But I knew that I wanted to create something for Black women. So that's always been in the back of my mind. Even the times when I forgot about it, it was still present. So now fast forward to currently, one of the main reasons why I created the Natural Girls Club is because from my own journey, I realized how essential it was to cultivate my natural beauty and my natural hair. These two things has attracted authentic people to me because I'm being more authentic. And I know a lot of girls want love. A lot of girls want to have that special connection in their lives. And they're trying to portray these kind of women that seem like they have love. They have these men, but like Ari Fletcher, Jada Wada, etc. Yeah, they had these rappers that bought them things and gave them money, but there keep being stories about them getting cheated on and things of that nature. So going through that path is not going to get you where you want to go, but doing what is in alignment with you is going to get you where you want to go. And I realize that authenticity is kind of being lost right now more and more women are just hopping on trends that they see on social media. First, it was the Kylie Jenner's trend. When Kylie Jenner was popping, everybody was looking like Kylie Jenner. Now it's like Jada Wada and Ari. All these girls have the same look, and it's cute, but it doesn't get you the ultimate prize at the end of the day, which is love, money, success. So, just from my experience, just being living in my authenticity, the kind of attention I was getting, the kind of people I'm attracting, it showed me like, hold on, you don't have to look like that to get the people, but you can look like yourself and really indulge in beautifying yourself and loving on yourself, and that will attract. You'll be able to be seductive by just being you, and that will attract. Also, another reason why I created the Natural Girls Club, because being a natural girl is not just about natural beauty and natural hair. That's the main components, yes, but it's also about doing what's in alignment for you, living in alignment with what is your natural powers and your natural gifts, and what are your talents, and what comes natural to you. What is your way of being seductive? What is your way of being magnetic? Not everyone is Marilyn Monroe. Not everyone is Angelina Jolie. Not everyone is Tashian, okay? Not everyone is, who was another person? Lisa Bonet? No. Yeah, Lisa Bonet or whatever. I can't remember her last name. Who else is very seductive? Um, Not everyone is Beyonce. I don't know. But all of us have our own uniqueness, and tapping into that is really what draws in opportunities and people, abundance, all these different things. Once I started to really tap into my uniqueness, what came natural to me, everything else started to become more natural, started to come to me more naturally. I've been on my journey since 2020, 6 years now. I've been on my natural journey since like 2024, as far as living in my authenticity since like 2024. More has happened in these last 2 years than has happened in the previous 4 years. And that's because I used astrology to really get to know myself, to really get to see what is in alignment with me. I paid attention to myself. I looked at the compliments that I was getting from people. I started to dress more and look more like how I wanted to present. I got my side shaved. I got a head tattoo. Just, I really tapped into my own uniqueness, and the people that are drawn to me, the opportunities that are coming to me, but also that I'm creating in my life, is kind of effortless in a sense. Even though I'm working towards it, it's happening in a way that's kind of graceful in my life. I even like used astrology to help me figure out how I like to dress and different things of that nature. So now when I shop, I'm very intentional about how I shop and my style. I pretty much know my style. I don't really spend too much on clothes because I'm not like buying anything. I'm shopping with intention. So just moving in alignment with myself has shaped all different areas of my life. The way I present, the opportunities that I accept, and the career paths that I go into. Um, just how my appearance. Also, one thing that I used to hate about myself, that I was a slow talker. I process things slowly, and I just move slow. I'm just a slow moving and processing being, right? And I used to hate that because people used to always rush me. People used to always be like, and I used to be like, damn, like, why am I like this? But then I realized from looking at my astrology and etc., and just like analyzing myself, I realized this is just the way that I am. And I am accepting that now. And I am allowing myself to be that. And when people try to rush me now, I'll be like, okay, no, we're not doing that over here. I am this way and you're going to accept it, or you don't have to. You can remove yourself, but you're not about to be rushing me to process anything. So, those are the things that I've done that has impacted my life, that has also helped me create the Natural Girls Club, or encouraged me to create the Natural Girls Club, because I realized the importance of authenticity, and I realized the lack of authenticity in society, especially with Black women. My main focus is Black women. I'm not gonna lie, my main focus is Black women. I'm a Black woman, and I feel like with the way society is looking right now, Black women need help. No shade, no shade, but we definitely need guidance, and we need someone that is, or people that are reflections of authenticity, and how that is affecting our lives in a positive way. Another reason why I created the Natural Girls Club: I am a earthy girl. I love the planet. I actually was going to school to be an environmental scientist in college for a little bit, but then I saw how depressing everything was, and just knowing all that information is just too much. Knowing all the information is too much, because in a grand scheme of things, you can't really do anything about it. All you can do is what you can do, and share that knowledge and information. But on the grand scheme of things, just knowing all that information was just too much for me. It was causing me like anxiety, depression, and also my teachers looked very not happy. I was just like, I do not want to do what she's doing. So I decided to create this because I wanted to help women navigate, and people in general. I want to help people in general, but I'm realizing that I can't necessarily help everyone. I have to start with women. So I started to help people like learn how to navigate becoming more natural, using more natural products. How can they help the environment? Like, what does that look like? And I'm doing that just by being an example, and also sharing the information. A lot of people don't know that their products are not only harmful for them, but harmful for the environment. Honestly, almost all the products that we're using, that we've been conditioned to use, is harmful not only for you, but the environment. Almost all of them. You can go through the list. If you can start from your hair and move all the way down, the stuff that you usually use for your hair is probably harmful for you and the environment. The stuff that you usually use for your teeth are probably harmful for you and the environment. The stuff that you usually use on your skin, most of the things that we use today have some negative repercussions, and a lot of people don't think about that. And I want to help people start thinking about that, but that also comes with self-love. When you begin to love yourself, you're going to naturally gravitate towards loving the environment, because they go hand in hand. You're most likely going to spend more time outside. You're most likely going to start looking at nature differently when you are loving on yourself. So the self-love experience and protecting the earth, protecting the universe kind of go hand in hand. So that is another reason why I created the Natural Girls Club. I need to blow my nose, guys. Okay. But I think it's so important for women to not only tap into their natural beauty and their natural hair, like really love their how they are naturally and their authenticity, not only about their appearance, but how they are at the core. Really loving yourself allows reflections of that love back to you. And that is my main mission, to help women get what they desire by loving themselves. And a lot of women talk about not needing a relationship, but they be in relationships all the time and be talking about how men ain't shit, da 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 da. Like, y'all want a relationship, okay? And y'all want money and you want to be soft. Most women want that. So my goal is to help women get that by loving themselves, because I've realized that loving yourself is the foundation for all of that, and moving in your authenticity is the foundation for all of that. Um, so currently, what that looks like for me, I have a school community where I help women become the best version of themselves by sharing the information that I learned that is helping me become the best version of myself. We're basically doing it together. And my school community is free. You can book a call with me if you would like to. You can join my confidence reset program. So there's different things involved in the school community. I definitely recommend you check it out if this sounds like something that you want to be a part of. If you are working towards being the woman that you desire to be, involving love, money, career, self-love, the link will be in the description. So for me, also, besides the community, what that looks like for me is right now I'm working on being the most beautiful version of myself, seeing how beautiful I can get. I'm kind of treating it as like I'm treating myself like art in a sense. How beautiful can I get? How beautiful can I look? What can I look like? I feel like I haven't maxed out my beauty because there's certain things that I'm still doing, not going to sleep as early, even though I've been getting better at that. I could go to sleep earlier. I could maximize my sleep, getting better sleep. Um, I feel like my allergies and things kind of puff me up, etc. Eating better, doing using different tools and things to maybe like gua sha or release tension in my body. There's so many different things that I can tap into to help me become even more beautiful, and I'm excited to do that. So I've just been on a journey to increase my beauty, and alongside that, increase my products, but naturally. Like I've been making more of my own products, really doing more research about product formulations and how I can minimize my routines, minimize my products while also having everything that I need and having them all be natural. So that's something that I'm working on my journey right now. So before we go, I do want to ask you guys a question. I created a game, and basically, the game is a list of questions where you ask someone that you don't mind being intimate with, as far as really getting to know each other. This is not a game that you would play with someone random unless you really trust them, because these questions are deeper, these questions are more intimate. So that game will be on Etsy in a little bit. I'm going to be releasing that game soon. But I'm going to ask one question from the game, and if you are watching this in the replay, answer in the comments. Let me know what your answer is, but I'll share my answer with you guys. So the question is, what is one thing that you would like to do before you die, before you pass away, before you leave this earth? For me, the one thing that I would like to do is be a living example of what it is that I am teaching, but on a grand scale, like kind of being famous. I don't really want to be that famous. I don't want to be famous just to be famous, but I want to be an example, like a living example, an influencer in a sense. Like I want to be on the same level as like Ari or Jada Wada. Like I want to be up there so that people can not only see them, but they can also see me. And this is not like competition or anything like that, but I just want to be visible so that I can be an example that people take seriously because I am famous. So that's something that I would like to do before I die. That's just one thing though. I have so many others that I would love to do. Um, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is my very first one. I know I was a little bit, anyway. Anyway, I'm gonna get better at doing this because I'm gonna be here every day. Tomorrow's topic is actually gonna be on consistency. Why consistency is important in becoming a natural girl. So we're gonna talk about that tomorrow. And again, if you would like to join the Natural Girls Club, the link is in the description. Meet me there. If you are working on becoming the woman of your dreams, it is free. Okay? We have hair tips over there. We have journal prompts over there. We have just prompts to help you navigate your journey to become the best version of yourself. So that is linked in the description. And I will see you guys tomorrow. All right, I am out. Bye, guys. Wait, is there anything else? No. Okay.